I have been waiting to record part 10 of my purchasing of a property in Amman in Jordan, but I had set upon my face cancer treatment, Effexor, Effidex. Put a picture just here. Was not pretty over the last couple of months. So it is now February, and I have owned the property actually for over a full month now. I do have the cushion, I do have the document to say I do have the land registry. I am registered as the official owner of the property in Amman in Jordan. So that is an amazingly exciting thing. One of the challenges that I now face is that the owner needs me to move the electricity and the water over to my own account, and naturally I do not necessarily have the capacity to do that because I do not have an agent per se. Al thinks he can do one but not both, and so when I get over there in May I will have to move the utilities over into my name, which is fine. We will inquire of the lawyer if he can still act on my behalf with the special power of attorney that he had in relation to the purchase. But we haven't acted on that just yet. So this is February. I have paid the guard for 2 months, paid a little bit extra so that I'll get his car washed. The water, the electricity and the water are still getting paid even though it's in the previous owner's name, and it was like 5 JD for that month. And because it's really hot and Al's been entertaining relatives that have come over from occupied Palestine in that space during their search for properties themselves in Jordan, my electricity, my heating costs potentially this month will be up, but I'll just have to wait and see. I don't care. I'll pay for it if that's what it needs. We have not in any way tried to offer it because it's vacant space until the last week of May. It is excitingly my space, and he visits most weeks, a couple of times a week, does a sleepover occasionally if he needs to, depending on what his personal circumstances are. We're coming to like 120 days of the current Gazan crisis, where the Zionists are genociding the Palestinians. So it's quite a stressed and distraught space that we live in within our current world space. Not everybody is on board with the concept of the genocide, so we will have to wait and see how that manifests itself. Australia is flip-flopping in relation to UNRWA, UN aid, which has been a disgusting example of the Albanese government's complicity to the genocide of Palestinians. And I've outreached to a Labor Party member that I am really respectful of to gauge their input, whether I should disengage from the Australian Labor Party just because of the amount of absolutely disgusting policy that has come out of the Albanese Wong government at this point. So I am excited to get to Jordan in the last week of May. I did have a cerebral vascular accident, a trans-ischemic attack on the 30th of January of 2024, which is quite disturbing because it has demonstrated that my cholesterol is perfect, that my carotid and my vessels are perfect, that my echo has come back just fine, and I don't have a PVE, POE. I don't have a hole in the heart that 30% of people have from birth. So there is no, at this point, physical manifestations of why I had a stroke. I can only relate it back to a workplace stress about an anti-vax person that has returned to my workplace. In addition to July of 2023, when my mother passed away, to purchasing the property in Jordan over the period of time in December of 2023, and now the anti-vax person coming back to the workplace, even though we really campaigned very hard from a union perspective to stop anti-COVID vax people returning to the workplace, because it is complete and utter danger to the profession of nursing, because they cannot demonstrate that they can keep up to date with any current and rapid changing medical input and information, and that they put people at risk where all vaccinations have risk, but not to vaccinate within a world pandemic. It was not something within a vulnerable population that you could express within the workplace. So as much as I really am enjoying my current work environment over the last 12 months, I've had an interim manager who is just amazing. They are a conduit. They are just another arm of a poor manifestation of the real culture that will pervade within health. So if we ever do have another pandemic, people can just look back at what happened at the COVID situation and say that people took their leave, then were paid leave without, get paid full leave, while they had their case adjudicated under the principle of natural justice. And this person that I particularly am reflecting on has verbalized to the fact that they were not financially disadvantaged at any point during the fact that they disengaged during the COVID pandemic, and that they found their tribe within the anti-vax community. And there's an anti-vax colonoscopy clinic on Misers Road at Maroochydore that they engage in and that they are employed in, that they see as their tribe. So I see that as a genuine threat to any potential health that comes in any time in the future. But relating back to my concept of my house property in Jordan, which is what this is about, I am ecstatic to have purchased. I am ecstatic to move. I am challenged with how I am going to do that, whether I do that in the last week of May and not come back to Australia in the first week of August, and then just stay off to the last week of September, which would be my 60th birthday, where I could get access to my Q Super within my defined benefit I just don't know the answer to that. The reasons that I need to come back to Australia is fivefold. I am paying back the transitional payment from 2010 of the disastrous Queensland Health payroll system. I do need to get a new passport, because I expire soon. I am on a purchase leave agreement with Queensland Health, so I need to honour that within December of 2024. I did recoup a little bit of money, because I have actually overspent with the rates of the purchase of the property in Jordan, but let's not just talk about that at the moment. And there is a fifth thing. Reserve. I need to salary sacrifice. I need to save some money in relation to what I have spent, and staying within Queensland Health for the next 24 months is going to gain me back 18,000 Australian dollars within the REMServe reimbursement framework in relation to rates and body corporate, etc. So I just have to keep my SHIT together until at least August, maybe December of 2024, so that I can retire at 60. Bite me. I have reached out to Q Super, my superannuation fund, and they've indicated that I'm probably reasonably situated, that if I take the minimum amount, and I would be able to survive for at least 13 to 15 years with the rental of this property. And so I've already outreached to the rental, to the on-site agent for rental for this property. If not, I can outreach to an external, and I will earn enough money from this to pay the ongoing costs, the rates and body corporate, the annual insurance policy, the nursing registration, and the rental insurance. Currently, I'm on a cardiac monitor, and that's going to affect the insurance policy. So at the moment, I'm currently under a TIA, transischemic attack, in relation to my cerebral vascular accident, and rather than a full stroke. So I will just have to wait and see. The stress of the last 12 months has clearly affected me. I do like working for Queensland Health. I can see some potential with my current manager, my current second manager, inline manager. The nurse unit manager is pretty suspect, but the one above that is pretty okay and has some real great capacity. But I am just one person, and I have had some experience over the last week to have some really personal contact with some great human beings, and I've been able to connect and make the most human component of the most stressful events within healthcare, personal and unique to all the individuals that I have exposure to. And that just gives me the utmost, I want to say elation, but it's not elation. It's just a comfortableness, a positiveness that what I do within my current workspace is really good. But there's just elements of it that just stress me beyond belief. Getting back to, I purchased my property in Jordan. I cannot wait to get back there. I just get so excited when I see Al in the space and he's enjoying it, and he links it into his daily life. Although it just excites me to see how this space is potentially utilised for the advantage of positivity. That's how I want to be for the future. This is Jules, Cruise Companion, or Exploring Jordan with Jules, or Retire at 60. Whatever you're looking at this on, stay safe, everybody. just stay safe. Maybe happy travels.